Fin Lau is building a new life in Britain, but he's still fighting for Hong Kong's freedom. As a student in 2014, he was a key player in the so-called umbrella pro-democracy protests. A new job took him to Britain in 2019, just before protests broke out again in Hong Kong against China's extradition bill. Lau watched as the protests grew into a wider pro-democracy movement.
I did go back to Hong Kong in late December 2019 because I want to participate, I want to witness the protests in Hong Kong. But then I was unfortunate to be arrested along with a few hundred others on the first day of 2020.
Lau was lucky. The police failed to identify him as a protest ringleader, and he was released.
So I just immediately fly back to the UK 1 or 2 days later after the arrest. And on the plane, the feeling was surreal, I would say, because at that time I know that this may be the last time that I could step on the soil of Hong Kong.
A few months after arriving safely back in Britain, Lau was attacked on the street.
Back in April 2020, there was a rumor that there has been a £10,000 bounty on my life, on my head. And then 2 months later, when I was walking in a normally safe neighborhood, I was suddenly ambushed or attacked by unknown street gangs. They didn't take away any of my personal belongings, they didn't say a word.
British police failed to identify his assailants. In June, Beijing imposed a national security law on Hong Kong. Britain says the crackdown breaches the handover agreement signed in 1997, which China denies. In response, Britain recently launched a new visa scheme for Hong Kong residents holding British nationals overseas, or BNO passports, which were offered before Britain's handover of the territory. The visas offer the ability to work and study and fast-tracked British citizenship. Lau has just submitted his application.
Some people may think that BNO scheme is not a direct tool that could leverage against the CCP, because the CCP won't be hurt by the BNO scheme. But on the other hand, some people may think that this offers a kind of lifeboat to Hong Kongers.
While grateful, Lau and other Hong Kong exiles want Britain to do more.
We just think that maybe some more actions could be carried out by the UK government. For example, maybe some sort of Magnitsky-style sanction, which could under which the assets of some Hong Kong government officials like Carrie Lam could be freezed by the UK government.
Britain says it is considering such sanctions. Meanwhile, Lau and other exiles continue fighting for Hong Kong's freedom, helped by the lifeline offered by a British BNO visa. But even on the streets of London, Lau says he does not feel safe from the long arm of China's Communist Party. Henry Ridgwell for VOA News, London.